Pow! Kersplat! How did this happen? That's the family-friendly version of what we often experience when we find ourselves in the middle of a situation with our pants around our ankles. Welcome to Season 4 of Pants Around Ankles Prevention, where my goal is to help keep those pants of yours buckled firmly around your waist. In this season, I'm going to be sharing thoughts and ideas, mainly of others, but still designed to help prevent that embarrassing and airy feeling. Let's see what I came up with for today. Hi, and welcome back. A few episodes ago, I started with a quote which, to my mind, represents the ultimate, ugliest pants around ankles that a human being could have. The quote was simply this: "Hell on earth could be meeting the person you could have been." Hell on earth could be meeting the person you could have been. I followed that up with a quote by James Campbell saying, "We must be willing to let go of the life we have planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us." In the episodes that followed, I also talked a little bit about the importance of writing. And this episode is dedicated to those of you that don't write, because respectfully, I think you need to. I remember sitting in a peer group meeting a few years ago, and there was conversation at the peer group among the owners, the members of the group, about the importance of growing. And there was all this discussion about how you grow. And I said, well, I think one of the best ways to grow is to write, to journal. And I explained to them why. It's because I have all sorts of things that appear on the page that, like, where did this come from? But those things are valuable to me. And so I said, why don't you just start by journaling? Get up in the morning and write for 15 minutes. And that's all I said. And there was a lot of nonverbal discomfort being displayed in the room. And one contractor, who's a very nice man, I consider him a very good friend, he's a very, very good businessman, said, "If you think I'm going to get up in the morning and write about my feelings for 15 minutes, you're crazy." Well, I thought that was interesting because I didn't tell him to write about his feelings. I just said write. Kind of revealing, isn't it? But the reality is the suggestion knocked most of them out of their comfort zones. So what I want to do is I want to give you a perspective on this to try to stimulate you a little in the direction of trying to do some writing, whether it's journal writing or just sitting down and writing about a problem you have or whatever. Let's see how I do. Ray Bradbury said, "If you can't read and write, you can't think. Your thoughts are dispersed if you don't know how to read and write. You've got to be able to look at your thoughts on paper and discover what a fool you were." And for those of us that have written, we know exactly what that looks like. Oh, Greg, what were you thinking? That's a terrible idea. But you don't get there if you don't do the work. The other quote that I'm going to share is by the best-selling author James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits. He said, "Many people assume that they're bad at writing because it's hard. This is like assuming you're bad at weightlifting because the weight is heavy." Let me read that again. "Many people assume they're bad at writing because it's hard. This is like assuming you're bad at weightlifting because the weights are heavy." Now, for those of us that write regularly, we all know it's hard, but we do it anyway. James Clear goes on to say, "Writing is useful because it is hard. It's the effort that goes into writing a clear sentence that leads to better thinking." seems valuable to me, give it a try. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. You know, when you subscribe, you'll get a notification when new episodes are available. Plus, it will make it easier for others to find this podcast, and we would appreciate that, and they would too. Have a great day.